Hi, my name's Emma, and I'm a huge book nerd.
You're my library, always open for business.
Welcome to the first video in what I hope is a very fun series for both me and for you guys. I'm gonna do a series where I go back and watch all of the haul videos that I made 2 years ago on BookTube, and I am going to read all of the books from those haul videos that are still on my TBR shelf. So the idea is that this series is going to force me to read some books that I have been putting off for a really long time. And I'm actually making this intro video after I've already filmed this first vlog, because I realized that when I filmed the original intro to this, I just did not explain what I was doing at all. So that's what this is. I ended up watching the first ever haul video I made on my channel. There was only one book that I hadn't read from it. It's called The Plowman, and you're gonna see me talk about that in just a second. So, I was reading The Plowman, and I will tell you, I got 83 pages into this, and I just don't care. I can't finish this. Because I'm making a whole video about it, I'm going to finish it. So we're DNFing it. I can't deal with it anymore. I don't like it. I was really trying to push through for the video, but no, I have no time for books that don't bring something new to me or that I don't enjoy. So instead, we're gonna watch my next haul video on the tube and see if there's anything from that I have not yet read.
The first book I got is The Dinner. I don't know a ton about this book. I know that it's about two families who go out to dinner and they have sons who are friends, and the sons have both gotten into something illegal and caused problems in the family. And it's supposed to be like really suspenseful and intense, and it's on my TBR, and I think it has a kind of cool cover, so I figured I might as well get it, and it's in really, really beautiful condition. So for 99 cents, definitely a good one to add to my already fairly full bookshelf.
I have not read this one yet, so that's already one book from this that I will need to read.
The second book I got from Goodwill, I'm so excited about, because I've been looking for this book on like Book Outlet and Repository and stuff, and I'm really cheap about buying books, and so every time I've seen it, basically it's been too close to full price and I won't buy it. But I found Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and it's in great condition. The next book that I found at Goodwill, it wasn't on my TBR, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and when I found it for 99 cents, I figured I should put it on my TBR. It's City of Thieves. This is supposed to be like a comedy. Oh my gosh. Okay, this next one I'm so freaking excited about, because I have been eyeing this exact edition of this book on Book Depository for almost 20 bucks. 20 bucks, and I found it for 99 cents. And what might that be?
Oh no.
It is Anna Karenina.
Oh no.
Beautiful cover. Like, oh my god, just look at it. Just, oh, it's so pretty. And like, it does have a little bit of a tear back here, but like, it's really not bad, and it's only on the back, so we'll still take beautiful pictures for Bookstagram. These are the things I think about people, but
my dad has been bugging me to read this book for so long. So long. Oh no. I started reading it once and I got 80 pages in and then I stopped. It's just such a long book. Oh no. What have I committed to? This is bad. Alright, anyways.
the next book I found at Goodwill is one of my best friends. It is my best friend's favorite book of all time, and I've seen the movie, but I've never actually read the book. And that is Water for Elephants. Next book I found at Goodwill is The Rosie Project, and
read it.
Is a book that's been on my TBR for a long time. The last book I got at Goodwill, I was having a hard time deciding if I wanted to buy this one or not, because it's a hardcover, which is $2.50, and like still that's a great price, but like compared to the 99-cent paperbacks, I'm like, why would I pay another $1.50 for a hardback? But it's just so pretty.
No.
And that's The Flying Assassin by Margaret Atwood, and I love Margaret Atwood.
What am I doing
I've
to
never read
myself?
Blind Assassin, but oh my gosh, like look, it's just, and it's in absolutely perfect condition. There's not a scratch on it, and it's just like the texture is really cool, and it just looks super vintage, and I think it's just such a cool cover. And
I hate myself so much right now. Those are both chunkers of books. They're so long.
on to the book outlet part of the haul. Woohoo! What did I do?
Yikes. I no longer endorse Book Outlet, FYI.
Well, I'm just gonna cut myself on camera. That would make for good YouTube content, am I right? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty!
Jesus, Emma.
Okay, the first book I see in here, this is one of the most beautiful covers I think I've ever seen in my life. Look at it! Oh my god, it's so pretty!
Great cover. I have read that book. It was just fine. I'm skipping ahead because this is going to be really long otherwise. So, there are 3 books I have to read. I have them. Let me grab them. We've got The Dinner, we have Anna Karenina, and we have The Blind Assassin. You know, it's probably really good that I'm doing this video because I don't think I would ever read this book otherwise. it just looks so monstrous. I guess it's only 521 pages, but it's so big. It's so big. Anna Karenina I probably wouldn't have read until I was 80 years old and reading from my rocker with a magnifying glass or something. And this one I've just never gotten around to for whatever reason. I guess I always think I'll be disappointed by it. Hoping I can get to one of these before the end of August, but I can tell you right now there's no way I'm finishing all 3 of those before the end of August, but I'll keep you updated. Morning. All right, I'm being really quiet because my roomies are still sleeping, but basically I just wanted to let you know that I'm starting the dinner this morning. I've got my very, very full, lovely cup of coffee in my Toxic Masculinity Ruins the Party Again mug, which is My Favorite Murder reference. So good. Coffee just hits different first thing in the morning. Anyways, I'm gonna get started on this and I'll let you know how it is. Quick update. I am 50 pages into the dinner and I'm really enjoying it so far, actually. I don't know why I expected it to be really bland, still withholding judgment because I'm only, 50 pages in, but I'm liking it. And there are a lot of references to Anna Karenina in it so far, which is interesting because that's one of the other books that I need to read for this video. Now I'm gonna try to plan the food that I'm gonna make this week. So yeah, maybe I'll read some more a little later today, and if I do, I'll fill you in. Morning. So it's the next morning and I am now 130 pages into the dinner and I'm pleasantly surprised with this, actually. It has so many bad reviews on Goodreads, which was like one of the reasons where I was like, I don't really want to read it, but I'm enjoying it. It's different than a lot of stuff I've read before. I think it's definitely slow moving. And the characters in general are just kind of awful. Like they're terrible people. It's a terrible situation. It's kind of annoying to read. Like the narrator, I'm like, dude, but it's good. Yeah, I don't know. Those are my thoughts for now. I've made it to page 220 of the dinner. And that's fairly close to the end because the whole book is slightly under 300 pages and I'm really enjoying it. I still stand by the fact that the main character is a horrible, horrible person. We don't like him in the slightest. He is just the absolute worst. And it only gets worse as you go on, which I think is kind of part of the point. This book has like a lot of really terrible reviews and my only guess as to why that might be is that the main character is horrible. So I guess, I don't know, do people not like gross main characters? Because I'm a big fan of like really problematic protagonists. I think that they are fun in books. If you've read this and you hated it, is that what you hated about it? There have been a few things where I was like, I was not expecting that. Twist is probably not the word, but like just a little like curveball. I was like, how strange. So yeah, curious to see where this ends up. Oh geez, what a creepy book. Oh man, it's creepy. They're just really, really terrible people. I liked this more than I thought I would. I thought it was going to be really slow and boring, and it was not that. I won't give a star rating until the wrap up at the end, so I can like think about it for a minute. But yeah, 1 down, 2 to go. Now the question is, do I pick up Anna Karenina right now? Do I pick up The Blind Assassin right now? Or do I read something else entirely? Well, I wasted away the rest of the afternoon watching Criminal Minds and chatting with my roommate and also working on a Discovery packet for a play. So not a total waste. But I did finally decide that next book I'm going to pick up is Anna Karenina. My dad's going to be very pleased. But yeah, I'm basically just going to get ready for bed, hop into bed, and read a little bit of Anna Karenina until I'm ready to fall asleep. Quick update for you on our good friend, Anna Karenina. I have officially made it farther than I made it last time I tried to read this. I'm now on page 76. The last time I tried to read this, I only got to page 71. And here's what I will say. It has killed my reading streak. I was doing so well. I was on such, you know when you're just like having a really good reading streak where you're just reading all the time and all you want to do is read, and reading is just like the most fun thing ever, and then you hit like this reading slump where like you don't want to pick up a book and like nothing sounds good and nothing is exciting. Well, Anna Karenina has put me in that slump. Not to say that it is bad in any way. It is a great book. It's so long, it's so daunting, and it's so slow paced, and I don't think it's as funny as Jane Austen. In some ways it is similar to Jane Austen because of like the society and the way that like courtship, stuff like that feels very similar to Jane Austen, but Jane Austen is so much funnier. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that like I enjoy Jane Austen because it's like written, you can tell it's very clearly written by a woman, and like she makes jokes about what it was like to be a woman at the time, and Anna Karenina sort of feels like it's taking itself too seriously, like judging the female characters a little bit, maybe not. I also just don't like any of the men. They're all awful, maybe intentionally. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is that I don't enjoy a ton about it, but I'm going to keep pushing through, at least for a little while. I kind of want to get to like page like 250 before I decide if I'm gonna push through all 800 pages or if I'm gonna stop. But I want to give it a really good fighting chance. So that's your quick update from me. I'm gonna try to read a little bit more of this, and then I might switch over to something easier and unrelated to this video just for a little bit. I think Anna Karenina just won me over. There was an incredible chapter that I just read. If you know the book and you read the book, it's the chapter where Anna is traveling back from Moscow to St. Petersburg, and she's in the carriage and she starts reading, and just the description of like her trying to focus on reading, and then like when she does focus in, what she's thinking about, and like it was an incredible chapter. I'm just like kind of blown away by that single chapter. Also, the thing I said about the women earlier, Anna, I like Anna a lot. I think Anna is very well-rounded, does not apply to that. I'm annoyed with Kitty and Dolly, but Anna I like a lot. So I'm sort of reinvested. My dad will be happy to hear. Quick update for you on our good friend Anna. I am now 160-ish pages in, and it's really growing on me, like a lot. I really like it now. I was telling my roommates, it's like I love finding moments in classics where whatever the character's going through is so relatable. Like, I'm specifically thinking about this moment where Anna's reading this book on the train and she can't focus on the words because she's so distracted. And then when she does finally start focusing on the words and actually reading and understanding, she starts thinking, oh, but I'd rather be doing these things rather than reading about them. And I'm like, just the way it's described, I'm like, yes, this is such a relatable experience. I love finding those things in classics because it's like, yes, people way back then had these same experiences that we're having today, and it's so interesting, and it like feels like it says something about humanity and like shared experience. And so I don't know, I'm really enjoying that, and I'm gonna continue reading, and I'll let you know where it goes from here. I really like the chapters that follow Anna or Vronsky, but I hate Levin with a passion. He drives me insane. And what's kind of funny about it is like the reason why I hate his chapters so much, and I've actually started skimming through them when I get to them because I'm like, I don't care, because he thinks, he just talks, he just ponders things, rolls them over in his mind for like 10 pages, and he's just like talking about like, what's the best farming plan that I can put together, and I'm like, nobody cares. And then what's funny is he goes and starts telling another character in the book about his plan, and they are literally like, I don't care, this is boring. And I'm like, okay, so there's a self-awareness here, Tolstoy, which I appreciate, but I do not want to read about this man's thoughts, because they are the most boring thoughts in the entire world. And he's so dramatic in his own head too. Like one day he's like, life's gonna be great, I'm gonna redo the whole farm. And then the next day he's like, I'm prepared for death, I'm going to die now. And I'm like, oh my goodness. He just gets on my nerves. Anyways, I just finished reading. I read like a whole section about Vronsky and Anna. And then I skimmed through an entire section about Levin. And so now I'm just ranting about my dislike for Levin. But the sections on Anna and Vronsky were very interesting. You know, they've got their problems, but they're the most interesting characters, that's for sure. Let's see, I'm now on page 353. So I'm making some good progress, but this is still a chunky book. So it's gonna take me a while to get through it, I am certain. Sorry I haven't updated you more frequently on the Anna Karenina situation, but I just finished it. Finally. I've been reading a little bit of it pretty much every day, in the morning when I first get up, and then at night before I go to bed, and sometimes longer stretches of reading it as well. It was good, but it was also a challenge to get through. There's just so much talk of farming and politics, and I'm like, I don't care. And at some point, like almost everything after the large event at the end, I won't give any spoilers, almost everything after that is just unnecessary. Like the last 70 pages of the book are superfluous. There's just too much there. Tolstoy, you needed an editor. I'm glad it's over, is kind of what I have to say about that. Sorry, Dad. It was a good book, but it just needed to be 300 pages shorter. Next time you see me in this vlog, I will hopefully be reading The Blind Assassin, but that is another chunky book, so I need a break before I get there. The time has come, you guys. It's been a really long time since I've checked in on this vlog, but I am finally ready to tackle the book that for whatever reason has been scaring the crap out of me. I don't know what it is about this book. Honestly, I could not tell you, but I have been just too terrified to pick it up until this moment. It's time for The Blind Assassin, you guys. I'm really nervous because I want to push through the whole thing for this vlog, but for some reason I'm so scared that I'm just going to be bored out of my mind and that I'm not going to want to read it. I suppose we shall find out shortly. I'm probably going to sit on the couch for a brief moment and start it, and then run a bath and continue it in the bath. All right, I have bathed and read a good little chunk of the book. I am now up to chapter 3, page 32. And you know, it's growing on me. I will say first 10 pages I was like, oh no, my suspicions were correct. And now I'm like, there's some weird stuff happening in here. I don't think these are spoilers because it's first 30 pages and nothing has been revealed yet. It's all just confusing. But this woman's family keeps dying. Everyone in her family, one by one, are dropping off. We're just reading the news reports of each of these people dying. And I'm like, so she's a murderer, probably. And there's a guy who's telling a very strange tale to his girlfriend. I have a lot of questions right now, and I'm curious to get answers. So it's just the next day, and I've barely read any more than yesterday, but I just wanted to pop on to say how insanely good her writing is. Margaret Atwood is just, she has, I don't know, a way with words. Okay, so this woman's talking about how she just woke up and she's going through her morning ritual. She's talking about all the things she has to do. And she says, the teeth brushed, such as they are. God knows what bones I'd been gnawing in my sleep. And then she's talking about getting in the shower, and she says, still, the body must be hosed down to get the smell of nocturnal darkness off the skin. I suspect myself of having an odor I myself can no longer detect, a stink of stale flesh and clouded aging pee. And I'm like, it's just so, it's disgusting and also so human, and I don't know, I'm just massively impressed. So that's all. More of a check-in when I've actually read some more of the book. Hello again. It's a couple days later and I've made it to page 108, and I'm not hating it, but I'm also not loving it. Honestly, it's kind of reminding me of the experience of reading Tolstoy, in that the language is beautiful, the story is interesting, but I think the writing is just too long-winded, and I don't know. I can't put my finger on exactly what I don't love about it, because I think so far at least I'm interested in the story. It's not that it's a boring story, and the writing is really beautiful. There are sections where I'm just like, ugh, yes, but it's not fun to read. And I don't know why that is. That's where I'm at right now. I'll check in with you later. I am now halfway through-ish. I'm on page 253, and it's growing on me. It really is. I'm now finally engaged in the story and really interested in the characters' lives, especially our main character, whose name I can't even remember because it's in first person, written in first person, but her life I am really intrigued by. We kind of start with her as an old woman, and then we flash back and she tells us about her life growing up. I'm still not quite sure how the two two different stories connect. Like, I think that one character might be the same as this other character, and that might be the connection, but I'm a little confused. I don't know if they're supposed to obviously connect. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now with the book. I think it's good. It's a slow, definitely one of those slow going novels, but like committing to it feels kind of worth it, you know, because it's like one of those stories where you really learn like everything about a character. It's really fully fleshed out, I guess. It's like these characters have complete lives and we get to be privy to all of it, which is kind of neat. So that's where I'm at. I'll fill you in as I continue to read. Hello. I'm on page 322 now, out of 521, so I only have 200 pages left, which is pretty exciting. I am really invested in the characters. Our main character has such a sad life, which makes this a hard book to read. I wouldn't expect nothing less from Margaret Atwood. Like, of course, it's a woman stuck in the worst parts of the patriarchy. Like, it's just so depressing. It's a lot of pages of depressing, but I am enjoying it. I think it's shaping up to be like a 3-star book or like a 3.5-star book. Like, there are things that I like about it a lot. It's just not very fun. Like, it's a good story, but I don't like the way it makes me feel. Do you know what I mean? It's beautifully written, like heart-wrenchingly written, but like it's not the kind of painful that makes me like cry. It's not a cathartic pain. It's like a slow ache, and I don't really care to sustain that for 520 pages. So anyways, I will check in again later, I guess. I don't really feel like my feelings about this book are changing all that much. It's been kind of consistent since, like, I guess at the beginning things changed a little bit, but that's it for now. Bye. Y'all. Oh my god. So I just finished The Blind Assassin and I cried. It's one of those books, and I think this happens a lot with books that are like longer than like 400 pages, is like I get to the end and I'm like, I'm gonna miss these characters. Like, part of the reason I was crying was like, I'm just gonna miss them, and they're so great. It's so good. Like, I'm a little bit heartbroken right now. Like, just a little bit. Yeah. Man, that was great. Okay, I'm gonna have to like ruminate on that for a little while, and then I guess you'll hear my final thoughts and feelings and rating and all of that in the outro. Hey, you made it all the way through. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that that was fun. And now it's time to give a quick little wrap up of the 3 books. So I can't find my copy of The Dinner anywhere. I don't know what I did with it, but you know what it looks like. You just saw it a little bit ago. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I actually really liked it. I mean, I know I said a bunch of times in this vlog, so I won't repeat myself too much, but I think the book got a lot of hate, and I really expected it to be boring, and that's why I put it off for so long. And I think one thing that I've learned about myself is that my tastes don't always align with other people's tastes. So just because other people hate a book doesn't mean that I'm gonna hate it. So I think that more people should give it a chance. Anna Karenina. Man, after having a lot of time to sit with this and think about it, I don't regret reading it. I think that it's almost a point of pride now. I can be like, I've read Anna Karenina. But I didn't really enjoy the process. I didn't like reading it. I'm certainly never going to reread it. The movie's great though. Big fan of the movie. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. I do think it was wildly cool that The Dinner referenced Anna Karenina. since I was reading them in the same vlog. Like, that was really neat. So oh, I ended up giving Anna Karenina 4 stars as well. And then The Blind Assassin, interestingly enough, I also landed on a 4-star rating. The first half of this was probably 3 stars for me, and then I just became so connected with the characters that it bumped it up to a 4-star. And you saw by the end I was in tears. It was a whole thing. I think this is really wonderful. I think this is the most surprising and best thing that came out of this vlog, because I genuinely really thought that I was going to hate this and want to immediately DNF it. And now it holds a little tender spot in my heart, and I will actually recommend it to people because I think it was really good. So this is the biggest upset of this vlog, I think, and one of the reasons why I want to continue this series, because I think that surprises like this are what this series is all about. I will wrap this up because I know you have been here watching this for a long time and I really appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of this vlog, if you want to see more of these, or if you have any thoughts or suggestions for ways to make this even more fun and exciting. I would love to hear those down in the comments. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah.
Now I was headed to the bus stop, Maddie, you were reading